All right, happy softball Sunday, everybody. It's the best day of the week because it's the day we get to do easy songs. Yes, I'm trying to find the perfect place to record here, but I don't want anyone to know where I am, so I think I'm going to hide in this bush. Okay, to look like a bush, you've got to think like a bush. There sure is a lot of soil around here. A lot of sunshine, too. As a bush, I notice these things. Wait a minute, what is this? I have arms. I am a bush with arms. And legs. I can walk. Ugh. Ugh. Hail ye non-believers upon this miracle. Half man, half bush. He lives in two worlds and is the master of both. O man bush, you are nature's greatest wonder. Ryan. Poor fool thought it was a bush. Lack of acting skill and camera technique aside, I hope you enjoyed my tribute to the very best scene from the very best movie in all of history. Of course, I'm talking about The Stupids with Tom Arnold. And of course, I had to do that scene because today we are giving the campfire treatment to not one, not two, not three, not even 5, 6, or 7, but 4. 4 bush songs so you can bust it out at your next campfire shindig. For Glycerine, you capo 5 your bad self, and the vast majority of the song is C, G, A minor, F. Who knows the words? When he says glycerine, it turns into C, G, F quick. Glycerine. Most of the song, there's just a little bit more. The bad moon white again line. It's A. See, I know some of the words. It's A minor and F. Again, A minor, F, and then you hang on F for once, twice more, and you're back to your C. G, A minor, do F. And those are all the pieces to Glycerine. On to Machine Head, capo 4 this time, and the beginning with the searing octaves, the chords behind them are A minor and F. So you can either kazoo the searing octaves, or try this. Strum your A minor regular, take your index finger off the B string, put it back, and up to the 3rd fret with your pinky finger. Now that doesn't sound exactly right, but it's because the first note is in the G string in the chord. So we don't really focus on that kind of middle note in the chord, but it's in there, so. Switch to F, I'm going to play F major 7, open baby E string, and that way I can do the exact same thing. And that works pretty good. And those are the chords for the verse too. Breathe in, breathe out. You just let that A minor hang, and then on the F. And the verse. Just no breathe in, breathe out. That's the intro and the verse for Machine Head. On to the chorus. I think you're going to notice something here. It's C, G, A minor, and F. I'm a machine head. You know that word too. My point is, when we normalize for the key of the song so we can compare apples to apples, which is really what the capo does, we can notice how similar some songs are. So we get to know more stuff, but remembering half the amount of stuff, right? We were in the key of F for the last song, and now we're in the key of E. That's what the capo did, but it's the same chord progression, relatively speaking. And last thing for Machine Head, the I Walk From My Machine section, it's just D minor and F. I walk from my machine. That's all the pieces to Machine Head. Comedown. I've got some fun ideas for you here. The beginning, of course, is all just bass. It's capo 2 and an A minor chord. And if you want, you can kind of do the bass line while you strum. I want to hear the open A string mostly. Now I want to hear the open E string mostly. So I'm going to kind of unmute it with my thumb there. Mute, unmute. Up to the 3rd fret of the E string, pinky, back to open A, and then A3, back to A open. You can just strum sloppily away while you do that. If you like. Of course, still in the intro, a little lead guitar plunky line joins the bass, and you can do that too while you strum your A minor chord. We're going to start with our ring finger off, on, off, on. And then it's the B string, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1. So you can start with your bass line and move to set the mood before you go into the next part, which I'm calling the crashy descending part. It's A minor, G, E major, and F. One more time. A minor, G, E, and F. Now if you're gonna sing, you don't have to do all that. You just love and hate. The whole verse is literally just A minor. So that's that. And the chorus is C. I don't want a G from this F. That's it. Taking me all this time. C, G, F, F for the chorus. And those are all the pieces to Comedown. And the final stop on our Bush-O-Rama tour is Everything Zen. No capo for you. I get more comments scolding me for keeping my capo here. People tell me it's bad for this, that, or the other thing, and I don't know anything about that. This is a Thalia, T-H-A-L-I-A capo, and in my opinion, these are the best capos in the world, so look it up and treat yourself. And this is where they say you're supposed to keep your capo, so I don't know, I just do what I'm told. Anyways, E minor chord. I'm going to use my ring finger and reach for the E string 3rd fret and give it like an almost bend before I let it go again. And then it kind of splashes out. And then you play D, and then C, and that's your intro and your verse. But of course in the verse, it's kind of chill, so $1 million at stake. For the chorus, which I just learned the words are, try to see it once my way. It's A minor, F, and then to our E minor. So kind of, normal speed, and then fast. A minor, F, E minor. Until the post-chorus E minor action. I always thought it was Swushy was my wife. Maybe he had a wife and he called her Swushy. Anyways, it's the same thing. But you just end on the normal. 2, 3, 4, normal. That's that. The bridge, I don't believe that Elvis is dead. Sounds more like a Nirvana line, but here it is. If you can't play B flat, play the power chord. A1, D3, G3, that's fine. If you want to play the whole B flat, play the whole B flat. It's D major, B flat, G, C is the first line. The second line is D, B flat, G, G, and the third line is D, B flat, G, B flat, and it loops back with 1 G, B flat. That's the bridge. At the very end of the song, the outro, you're going to you know everything to do now until you get to the very outro. It's A minor, F a couple of times. And then you do your E minor thing. And the whole song ends on A minor. And that concludes our bush tour-orama. Thank you so much for joining me. I haven't seen that movie, The Stupids, in, gosh, 5 years. But I'm sure you all have a movie like this. I didn't even need to look it up or watch the scene. I just, sadly knew all the words to the bush scene. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful. Happy Softball Sunday, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.